Okay, greetings everyone. I'm Dan Walden. I'm Superintendent President for Victor Valley College. And we have a great panel today that's going to be able to assist me in answering your questions. I would encourage you to go up to the right corner of your screen and click on speaker view so that you see just the person speaking, and that'll make it a little more comfortable and personable for you. Just a couple of logistics here. The chat room is not open to the students. That is for posting of links and things that would be needed for the students from the panel. So the panel use only. For students, we'd like to encourage you to go to the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen, type in any questions. You've already sent in a bunch of questions, and we're going to try our best to get to all of them today. So we will try to answer every question before we get out of this meeting. Okay. All right. And for all those that participate today, we have we're going to do a drawing from all the students that will get one of these book vouchers for $25 to the bookstore. Not that you have to buy a book, but you spend the money in the bookstore. And so there'll be a drawing and you'll be contacted about that. So we have a list of everybody that's logging in, and we'll make our drawing from those that log in. So just, a lot of people have asked, well, what is it that you guys did at the college when COVID started? Well, the first thing we did is we created a crisis leadership team to anticipate and monitor responses to issues as they developed. And we had started work on, and in fact just finished the implementation plan to deal with the COVID crisis on the very day that we got the information from the state and the Department of Health that we needed to close down. And so we did that close down. That was my birthday weekend. And it was not a happy birthday, but we did the close down. We shut down for 2 weeks, and we transitioned all of our classes over to remote learning. Our students have done such a fantastic job in making this adjustment. And I wish that you didn't have to do this, but you've done great in having to do it. And I compliment you for going on with your education and completing your classes anyway, regardless. The next thing we did is we developed a reopening plan, knowing that at some point we will reopen the college. Right now we're closed to the public. Students are only able to get on campus with an appointment if it's judged in the judgment of the person that's working with them that they actually need to come to campus. Other than that, the campus is closed, and all of our services, our classes, everything are just remote. And so also we're being asked, and you've already sent in several questions about what's going to happen going forward. We are planning to be remote throughout the spring term. So all through the fall, in the winter, and in the spring, in consonance with the Cal State University system and the other community colleges in the state, we will, at this point, plan to be remote. And so classes in the schedule, when you see it published, some will be online. So there'll be the traditional online class, and that's what you'll see. And that'll be an online environment, just like you would have taken pre-COVID. If the class you see is scheduled face-to-face, and it is scheduled on a certain day at a certain time, what will happen with that class is it will be held in a synchronous manner, in which, like you and I are in right now, except we're in a webinar. But if this was a regular Zoom meeting, I would see you as the students, just like I'm looking at the panel right now. And I would see your faces, you would see my face, we would interact, you would get probably a lecture, whatever, the instructors do with their classes. And that would be scheduled every day that class, and starting in the spring, we have a mandate from the chancellor's office now in Sacramento, we have to hold those classes for the full time that they're scheduled, for the full, on every day that they're scheduled, the entire term. For example, if your class is scheduled Monday and Wednesday from 8 to 9:30, you would have to log on at 8 o'clock, just like you were walking into a classroom, and be in a synchronous modality just like this, and have the class taught for the entire hour and a half. Now, for those classes that are going to be extra long, the instructors will probably give breaks on a regular basis, a get up, walk around, technology break, or restroom break, whatever, and then resume. I'm encouraging them to at least break every hour for at least 5 minutes. So that's what will be happening in regard to instruction as we go forward. I wanted to tell you that we're not asleep at the wheel. Even here on the campus, we're doing all kinds of updates and great things in regard to projects. We're remodeling buildings. We're doing some street improvements. We're modernizing our solar field and 10 other really big projects, significant projects. We've even completed one of them, which is dredge out the lake and get that going, and put in 5 new fountains that light up at night, so that when the rooms are being sterilized and cleaned, and the furniture is being cleaned, so when you come back, it should be a shiny new place. So, and there is a plan to come back. We just don't know when, because we don't know what the temperature will be in regard to COVID. I'm going to attempt right now to just answer some questions before I turn it to my next panelist, and just that you've sent in. Question one is, for those who plan on transferring, will graduation be a drive-through? So right now, graduation is scheduled to be on June. Do you have the day on the top of your head? Let's see. No, I got it here. It's June well, it's not in my calendar. Robert, do you know the date? Can you...
Saturday, June 12th.
All right, Saturday, June 12th at 6 p.m. at the Glen Helen Pavilion down the hill. So at this point, we're kind of betting on the fact that we'll be able to have an in-person graduation at the Glen Helen Pavilion. By then, we would hope that we have a vaccine, that people have taken it, that want to take it, and there's at least herd immunity and all these other things. So we're believing by then, even though we're going to be remote through the spring, it might be during the spring that halfway through the spring, you know, everything's open up and we could have classes on campus, but that would be too disruptive to just bring everything back during the middle of a semester. We would have to make that change prior to the semester beginning. I see some of these questions I've already answered in my opening remarks. And so, has my job been tough now because of COVID? I will say it was pretty tough for the first couple of weeks, but mostly it's just been different. But I wouldn't say extra tough, just other than trying to decide how quickly we could turn around in the middle of a semester. That 2 or 3 weeks or so, maybe 4, was very stressful for a lot of us. But we made the adjustment, and since then, I think we're doing well. It's just a very different job. The PE classes, right now, they're all only remote. We're not doing those in person. That's one of the questions I got here. And also about athletics. There will be an athletic announcement going out in the next couple of weeks, so I don't want to mislead you at this point. At this point, they're scheduled for spring, but there's some meetings that are going to be taking place over the next few days in regard to that. So just wait for the announcement that you'll get on that. I think our teachers and staff are coping quite well with their online learning and made the adjustments, and I'm really, really proud of them. Some of this I've already answered, so I'm just not going to. Someone asked if there's been a decline in student enrollments. We lost about 2 to 3% in the spring, but coming into fall, we were really strong. We were up, but we have a lot of ads usually in the first couple of weeks, and we didn't get those. And so right now we are down in enrollments, as is most of the state. All of California community colleges overall right now are down about 8%. So someone asked, has the mandate by Governor Newsom for schools to observe a remote instructional program for so long taught us anything about distance learning that's changed VVC in any way, that our ratio of online versus face-to-face instruction may lean more toward online platform once we're free to return to campus? That's a great question. I do believe that a lot of our instructors have their feet wet now. They've learned how to teach online. We trained over 200 and something of them over the summer in a 40-hour course, more about teaching online. So I think you're going to see more of that from the instructors. I also think a lot of our students have found out they like the online, but still this is going to be a face-to-face college. But I do think you'll see a larger number of online classes going forward. And I'm just trying to see if I have any other questions. If I've missed anything and you sent in a question, please type it into the Q&A and we will get around to it. Oh, the last question I'll answer. What are the safety precautions?
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
VVC plans series popping up on me here. What are the plans that VVC has for safety going forward when we return face-to-face? In our reopening plan, we plan when we bring students back, everyone will wear face masks. We plan to do temperature checks and those kind of do social distancing. So classes will probably be smaller, more spread out, at least initially, until the threat is much less. And then at some point we will go back toward normal. But the reopening plan in phase 3 of it does call for coming back, maintaining social distancing, and wearing PPE. All right, so that said, in the interest of time, I'm going to turn it to our Chief Information Officer, who runs our technology infrastructure here at the college, Yogesh.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to be shortly sharing my screen. Thank you, Dr. Walden. Hello, students. I'm really happy that I get to talk to you about all the new technology initiatives that's going on in campus. I'm really going to focus on 3 new technologies on campus that's really going to help your work here easier and things much better. So we have 3 new technologies that we are planning to deploy. One is a single sign-on technology. What that means is you don't need to have multiple usernames and passwords to get into all the different systems. You would all need is just one username and password, so you can get into your Canvas and all the other systems available on campus. Then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the new artificial intelligence chatbot that we have. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about LinkedIn Learning that we're planning to roll out. So we've recently launched a single sign-on project where please call the help desk and get yourself signed into it. So what it does is it gives you a central place where all your applications are there, and you don't need to reuse the username and password. You just log in once and you click into Canvas, you click into Web Advisor, you click into your student service, and you're in. You don't need to remember different passwords. You don't need to keep resetting the passwords. This is a tremendous move forward. So this will help you to really focus on other things than trying to figure out your username and password. Again, I encourage you to call a help desk and get this set up. This will save a lot of time now and throughout the semester. The next is we have a chatbot on our website, and the main purpose of this chatbot is to kind of give you a 24/7 help desk where to ask you, where you can ask quick questions about, how do I apply for admissions? Where is the academic office, or what are the deadlines? So these basic questions, it'll help you. and it has short videos. If you want to apply for financial aid, and if you are inquisitive of other things on campus, it helps you. So it's on our main vvc.edu webpage. It's a chatbot sitting right there, and any questions you ask, it'll help you. And coming soon is LinkedIn Learning. So we've been working with the California Community College Vision Resource Center to provide 5,000 free LinkedIn Learning courses that's going to be available to you soon. The announcement will be made shortly. We are currently working with them to do all the technology background work. This will give you access to about 5,000 new different courses that's available for free online for you to take. It could vary from maths to art to whatever you want is available there. This will be available to you shortly. So these are the three main initiatives that's going on in campus. Again, if you have any questions, I encourage you to call a help desk, or email me directly, and I will be able to guide you. And that's all I have. Any questions, please put it in the chat, and I'll be able to help you out. And I think the next panelist is Dr. Ellison. I'm going to turn it on to her.
Hi, everybody. It's going to go to me.
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm here to talk about academic affairs, or the instructional side of the college. And you might think, well, everything's instructional at the college, but a lot of us are here to support the instruction of the college. So the instructional side, or academic affairs, are the ones that actually make it possible for the instructors to be in the classroom to teach you. So we bring together faculty and students so that the teaching and learning process can take place. And you can think of academic affairs as sort of providing the infrastructure for your classes. Now, within academic affairs, we have several divisions, and each is headed by a dean, and they have a staff. And these divisions are based on the content of the classes or the programs or the majors within the division. So for example, we have a STEM division, and that stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. And so if you're a math major, your division office or your division dean is the STEM office. And that dean is Dr. Hamid Aidahi. We also have Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences, and the dean of that division is Jacqueline Augustine. And we also have HSP-SIT. It's a long name, but it's the Division of Health Sciences, Public Safety, and Industrial Technology. And the dean for that area is Dr. Todd Scott. So if you're a nursing major or EMT or fire, something like that, then that is your division, and your dean is Dr. Todd Scott. And then there's the division that I have, which is the Office of Instruction. And we do things like put the schedule together, prepare the catalog, track curriculum changes, and things like that. So when thinking of academic affairs, you might think of us as the behind the scenes producers that allow the teaching and learning process to happen. So the things we do for you students, we hire faculty members following the guidelines to make sure that they're qualified to teach what they're being hired to teach. We put together the schedule of classes following guidelines again from the Chancellor's Office in Sacramento, as well as the Education Code of California. And they're very specific about the types of people we need to hire, the time that you need to be in class, what's being taught, things like that. And we match the days, times, and instructors with classrooms, or we schedule the online classes to make sure that the faculty have the technology that they need and the resources that they need. We also put together the faculty evaluations, including student evaluations, which you guys fill out about your instructors. So we always want to know where we can improve. And we also put together the college catalog, so you have the information you need to make decisions about what courses to take. Sometimes we have to resolve disputes between students and faculty, but we ask you to speak to your instructor first before we get involved in that. And we also provide library and academic tutoring to students. So in a nutshell, those are some of the things that we do in academic affairs. And I know there are some questions about tutoring, and we're going to have someone speak about tutoring and answer those questions later. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Ellison. I need to ask Yogesh if you would, somehow some of the students are getting into chat and we need to shut that down. The chat is only for the panelists. So can you work on that? And maybe work with Gabby on that to get that done. Okay, and so students, please put your questions and answers in the Q&A box, all right? That's where we'll be answering so that everybody can see those answers. Next, we have from our financial aid office, I know a lot of you have questions about this, Jason Judkins.
Hey everybody, hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for coming to Ask the President. I'm gonna talk a little bit about financial aid. I will be posting links and information in the chat, links for the FAFSA and so forth, contact information, plus answering some of the questions that were sent in. I wanna go ahead and share my screen and go over a couple of things. Let me do that. Okay, so one of the biggest things is the new FAFSA application is open starting October 1st. So this is for 2021. So if you plan on attending school for the fall 2021, you want to get that application done as soon as possible. And typically what will happen is you go online. If you've done a FAFSA before, a lot of your information will still carry over. But you want to go ahead and do that as soon as you can. Like I said, it's open starting today. You want to apply by March 2nd. The sooner you apply, the better. And plus, there may be additional aid available, like Cal Grant. There may be other state aid or federal aid available. Some scholarships may ask you to maybe base it on when you applied. So the sooner you apply for that FAFSA application, the better. It's going to ask you some information, whether you're dependent or independent, like Social Security, name, date of birth, driver's license. Make sure you have that information available when you start the application. It makes it much simpler. And then when you're doing the application for financial aid on the FAFSA, if you've done your taxes for 2019, you want to see if you can do the IRS data retrieval. It makes the process so when we get your application, if you are selected to be verified, which means we need to verify what you put on the FAFSA, it makes it a much simpler process. So you want to try to do that to do the IRS data retrieval. So that data is transferred from the IRS to your FAFSA. So when we get it, you may not be selected, or if you are selected to be verified, it's less documentation you need to provide to us to get processed. So we have the Victor Valley College Promise Program. If you do a FAFSA, if you're a new student and going full time, it's guaranteed we'll have your enrollment fee waived. There may be some additional benefits. So this is another program to benefit students. So if you're a first-time student coming here, we can help you out with your getting your tuition paid for. Your enrollment fees. There may be additional help like books. So we're working on that process to get students in. So make sure you do your FAFSA. Make sure, if you are going full-time, there could be some additional benefits on that. And then, you want to make sure you're maintaining your grades with the FAFSA application. If you get financial aid, you need to make sure you're maintaining your academic progress. So if you need help, make sure you're seeking out that help from counseling, tutoring. If you're not sure, make sure you meet with a counselor and they'll talk about that. But just want to maintain your academic progress so you don't lose out on financial aid. So if you're not able to do the FAFSA based on maybe you're undocumented, there is state aid available through the California DREAM Act application. That's from the California Student Aid Commission. That application opens up at the same time as the FAFSA. So make sure you do that at least by March 2nd. So that could help you out with state aid and get your enrollment fees waived out. And I'll post all those links in the chat. Another thing is with COVID-19, The application for financial aid is based on 2019. Maybe you had a loss of job. Maybe your parents have lost their job or had reduced income. That's something that you can talk to us about, and we can take a look at your situation on a case-by-case basis. Maybe we'll be able to help you out with adjusting that income. So instead of basing on 2019, maybe 2020, 2021, because of a loss of employment. That's something that we can work with a student, doing kind of a professional judgment, and that can help out increase your financial aid. Just make sure you reach out to us. And also, you know, if you're a current or former foster youth, if you're dealing with food insecurities, maybe you're couch surfing, that unfortunately that does happen. So reach out to us. We have resources available to you. And some students sometimes think they don't qualify, but basically, you know, you never know. So we encourage students to apply for as much financial aid as possible, whether it's the FAFSA, DREAM Act, scholarships. A lot of students don't apply for scholarships. We have links on our website with that information. So apply for as much as you can. You never know what you might be eligible for. And thank you. But I'll also answer some questions on this. I know we're limited on time. So if I'm not able to answer every question that was sent in, I'll post that information in the Q&A or through the chat. Okay, thank you. So going back to, let me stop the share here. And going back to the Ask a President questions, will there be an early financial aid disbursement like there was last semester? It really depends. We usually set those disbursements up because we have state aid, federal aid, CARES Act was new. So we can look into that. It's not a guarantee. If you go to our website though, we have the disbursement schedule. So you want to go there and see. Typically disbursements are split up 30% in the beginning, and in the middle is around 70%. The next question is, what is going on with financial aid? I have yet to receive financial aid. Well, it really depends on your situation. If you needed to submit documentation, if it really, you know, varies. So we would have to take a look at your situation. So I will be posting my information. If you have not been able to get a hold of financial aid, my extension will be in there. Contact me, please, and we can definitely go over your situation. Also for financial aid, will we get the same amount even though we get the CARES Act for this semester and the following ones? CARES Act, if you received a CARES Act allocation, it will not affect your normal financial aid. So don't worry about that. So if you get a Pell Grant, it's not going to reduce that. I had a question about financial aid. When trying to upload documents, they never received it, like there's an error sometimes. It depends on your situation. We can take a look at that. Like I said, I'll be posting my information. Feel free to reach out to me, and you know, we can take a look at why. Maybe they have it, they haven't processed it yet. What are some financial assistance plans for students through spring? We'll be working on some FAFSA labs to help students out if they need help in completing the FAFSA. We may have additional CARES Act funding, just case by case, but we'll have that if you need help doing the FAFSA. And just information on FAFSA, it's now Thursday, October 1st, and I still haven't received it. And the first time I received it was very minimal, and I was registered for 12 units. It depends on your situation. If you have short-term classes, we can't pay for those short-term classes until you start the class. So you may receive an additional disbursement within the term, besides the normal beginning and middle disbursement. So we would have to take a look at that situation. But if you have short-term classes, we pay another disbursement, and I think that's the end of October. I understand why a SAP appeal is necessary when a student's GPA drops below 2.0 and their completion rate is less than 60%. My question is, why is it necessary to have a student high unit major who is guaranteed to be over 9 units, such as nursing or respiratory therapy, face the same equalization? There is a maximum time frame. It's based on your program. So if you've attempted more units than the program, you may fall under disqualification needing to appeal. I mean, that's understandable, but we still would need the appeal process. Maybe you took too many units, so forth, but that's something that we can work with a student on. But you would more than likely still need to appeal. And when will we receive our FAFSA and Cal Grant? Cal Grant should be coming out next couple weeks in October. We got the rosters from the state, so we're in the process of awarding those students. So you should see an update on your award letter. And for your regular financial aid, like the federal grants, make sure you look at our disbursement schedule. Okay, and that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Very good. Appreciate those answers. All right, next we're going to go to Carl with our EOP&S presentation. Carl?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, everyone. Again, I'm Carl Smith, Director of EOPS and CARE, and I'll give you a little background about EOPS. EOPS means Extended Opportunity Program and Services, and the purpose of the EOPS program is to encourage the enrollment and retention of students who are educationally and economically disadvantaged. The three main services the EOPS program provides are priority registration, which is really big, the book service, and counseling. Currently, all of our EOPS students are required to make 3 contacts. 2 of the 3 contacts are with an EOPS counselor, and the 3rd contact in the past has been with a peer advisor, which is a student like yourself in a peer advising capacity, and they take classes, but they're here to assist you. The book vouchers right now are $300 a semester, which is very helpful, and it's for books, required books only. And we'll see what happens in the future, but next semester that could possibly go up, we'll see. But I believe the most important service that we provide in EOPS is the priority registration, because that's really big. It's not like high school where for the most part you get your classes. Once you get in college, it's not a guarantee that you're gonna get the classes or get necessarily the classes that you need to graduate in a timely fashion. But last but not least is the counseling, which is really important. All of the counselors, I believe, at Victor Valley College do an excellent job in preparing our students for a vocational certificate, an associate's degree, or transfer. But in EOPS, they really work hard to achieve what we call the over and above services to assist our students and try to go that extra mile to really help you and prepare you to make decisions about what you need to do, whatever your goal is. So like I said, some students are interested in a vocational certificate, some are interested in an AA, which is an Associate of Arts, or an AS degree, which is an Associate of Science. Or if you're really up for the challenge, you can do all 3 and also work towards transfer. And of course, we try to encourage all of our students to work hard and don't sell yourself short. Don't stop at the vocational certificate and the associate's degree, but plan big and think about your future and give yourself an opportunity to continue on with your education. So we really try to encourage our students to be up to the challenge to achieve a vocational certificate and associates and transfer. And the other thing, which is really important, is how to apply for EOPS. You must complete an EOPS application. You may call the office for the steps to apply for the program or access the EOPS webpage on the Victor Valley College website, which is right here. And you just hit click departments, click EOPS in the EOPS webpage. Under EOPS navigation, far left of the page, click how to apply for EOPS. And you can download the 2020 application form. And then you print out the EOPS CARE application and submit the application packet to the EOPS at vvc.edu. Normally, you must be enrolled in 12 or more units in the fall or spring semester. However, due to the CARES Act and due to the pandemic, you may be enrolled in less than 12 units. And in the past, we would only make considerations for those students that were enrolled in the Access program. But as a result of the pandemic and the CARES Act, our students can come in with less than 12 units and still be served. And in addition to this, you must also print out a current student aid report, which is a SAR, which is a FAFSA. So you don't have to be eligible for financial aid, but you must apply. And that's really important that you apply for financial aid, because there are situations in which you may not be eligible for financial aid, but you still apply for financial aid. And that's what we're looking for. Okay.
All right, thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. All right, we have a couple of our counselors here, Lorena and Jennifer. Introduce yourselves and take off.
Hey everybody, my name's Jennifer. I'm the Student Equity and Achievement Counselor, and you get 2 for 1 today.
I'm Lorena Ochoa. I'm your transfer counselor and bilingual counselor.
Yay! So what we wanted to do, let me go ahead and share my screen with you all. So what I wanted to share with you today is something called Navigate. And so you may have seen this word, just randomly up on our website. You may have heard your counselor talking about it. And you may have seen some of our really nice handouts and flyers that have gone out to the public as well. But what it is, and what I wanted to clarify what it was, is that you actually have a way of accessing resources on campus and accessing your educational plan electronically. And this is also the system that we are going to start using for registration starting next month. Actually, I can't believe it's already October. But starting next month when we register for winter and for spring. And so instead of registering on WebAdvisor like we have been in the past, we're actually going to be registering on Navigate. And so I wanted to show you what this system is. And so how you access it is from our main website here. You actually can go, let me close this, sorry. You actually can go to the student menu right here and scroll down to where it says useful links. And there's a link here, but as Yogesh mentioned earlier, we do have something called My VVC, which is up here at the very top of the browser. And if you click on that, that's your single sign-on. And so what you can do is actually access all of your apps, including Navigate, which is going to be right here. It's called Navigate Students. So we make it super easy for you to be able to access. And what it is a place for you to be able to access to-dos, which you can actually see when you first log into the screen. And the to-dos are going to be suggestions on how you can make sure to complete certain things throughout the semester to stay on track for success. That might be when to submit your FAFSA application, when to register for classes, when to meet with a counselor. So there's a lot of different items that are going to go on your to-do list that are sent out throughout the semester at timely periods to really keep you up to date and on track. And what we also have here is something called Study Buddies, which I heard a lot of you out there have really enjoyed. And so if you're registered in classes, what you can do is click on Study Buddies and find other students in your classes and form study groups. And this is so important right now since we're all remote and we're missing that face-to-face contact. So it's a great way for you to keep that, contact with your fellow students going and really start to share knowledge and resources and be able to help one another. We also have resources, and if you click on resources, this is where you'll actually see all of the campus resources that you have access to both online and in person. And if you go through this, you actually can click the little heart to save it and be able to access it at a later time. So this is a great way, especially if you're new to the college and you're thinking, well, what does VVC have to offer me? Well, we offer a lot, and a lot of that does come in the form of support. And you're going to hear that from Amy next, but we just want to make sure that you know what resources are out there for you. You'll be able to access your class schedule, and you'll also be able to access something called My Major. And what this is it's going to show you what your current major is on file with our admissions department. And it's also going to allow you to take a major exploration quiz here. And it's going to help you figure out, if this is my major, what careers might I go into? If I have no idea what major to pursue, it's going to have you look at your interests and your skills and try to figure out what programs offered here at the college might be a good fit for you. So if you haven't already gone in and taken the interest survey or even looked at Navigate, I really encourage you to do it. And I think my favorite part of the site is if you go up here to the very top, you'll see the Explore tab, which we're on right now. The second one is called the Planner tab. And if you click on Planner, it's actually going to load the educational plan that you have created with your counselor. And if you've not met with the counselor yet, please come on in. We have appointments available. We'd love to meet with you. And soon coming at the end of the month or early next month, we're actually going to have a link here on this site for you to be able to schedule an appointment with a counselor. So it's all in one spot and it's really helpful. But this will be a way for you to be able to keep track of what did my counselor say I needed to take next semester, and be able to really stay on track that way. And if you lost that paper that we gave you, that's okay. And this on the left-hand side is actually a way for you to be able to keep track of your courses that are going to be going towards your degree, towards your certificate, whatever your academic goal is. And this is the screen, and I'll leave it here, but this is the screen that we are going to use for registration when we go into the winter and spring registration period next month. So hopefully you'll get a chance to check it out. And if you have any questions, I'll put my name in chat and I'd be happy to answer those for you. Thank you so much. And now I'm going to give it over to Lorena.
Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Lorena Ochoa. In the next couple of minutes, I'm going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you some of the services that the Transfer Center does provide. So one of the things that I do want to show you, we do offer counseling, educational planning. All of our counselors can help you with transfer planning. We do offer transfer workshops, how to prepare to transfer to a Cal State, how to prepare to transfer to a UC, a private, associate degrees for transfer, along with our transfer happy hour that I'm going to put a plug in for that we have every Tuesday from 5 to 6. The Zoom information is on our website. We also offer university campus tours when that time comes and we're back on campus and everything's open. We will offer those again. We offer also university reps to advising appointments. All those advising appointments, you can call the Transfer Center or visit our website to schedule an advising appointment directly with a university representative. We have an annual university fair along with an annual university transfer celebration. Right now, the big plug that I do want to put in is that the Cal State application has opened up and the UC application is open as well for fall 2021. The deadline for the UC application is November 30th. The deadline for the Cal State application actually is December 4th. So they changed it. So we do have workshops that we're going to be offering. We will be sending that in your VVC student email. So all of you guys can get a chance as to the different dates and the times that we'll be offering these workshops. So you will feel that support and get that assistance. So visit us at our website. As you see here, we are on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. If you want to get text messages, it's a voluntary opt-in. Please text us at what you see here below. My name is Lorena Ochoa. Like I said before, email me or you can email transfer@vvc.edu. So we do have a lot of services to provide you on the virtual world that we are in right now to help you be successful. So meet with a counselor. Any of us will be able to help you to plan your transfer, especially if you're planning to transfer fall 2021. Do not delay. Now is the time to start applying. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorena and Jennifer. Wonderful. All right. I know a lot of you have questions about tutoring. I've seen them in the Q&A. So here we go. Amy Azul.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Amy Azul. I'm the Director of Tutoring and Academic Support. Victor Valley College has a large network of success centers ready to serve you. We have all sorts of tutoring in multiple subjects, and I'm just going to quickly kind of show you how to access all of that. It's all accessible through the Canvas shell in Canvas. So I'm just going to share my screen and show you quickly how to get there. So from the college's main page, you click on Canvas at the top, and then you log in using your MyVVC login credentials. And from there, all students have access to the Tutoring and Academic Support tile here. You click on this, and it will take you to our main page here. This is the landing page for all of our various tutoring resources. I'm going by this information really quickly, just in case something is lost. We have an orientation video too that you can click on, and it'll give you an overview of all the different resources we have. You can access most of our center tutoring is done through Zoom. So this link on the side, it opens up and you will see all of the schedules for pretty much the whole semester. So for Thursday, you can see there are a ton of sessions going on in different disciplines. So our Communication Center, our Math Success Center, our Tutoring and Academic Support Center. Tutoring and Academic Support supports students enrolled in chemistry, biology, political science, accounting, economics. We have tutors there. That's kind of our multidisciplinary center. And then our math center supports all of our math courses, comm center, our speech courses, but you don't have to be enrolled in a math class to use the math center. If you are in a class that involves some mathematics, come on in and we can help you out. We also have our writing center workshops as well in here as well. Also on the left, you can see our Pisces online tutoring. Sometimes professors will add this link in their navigation on the left. Our Child Development Center does some of their tutoring. A little bit of our chemistry does our tutoring, but mainly our Writing Center does tutoring through Pisces. You just click on here. These are one-on-one rooms going on right now, actually. So Paula's available to tutor you right now. Nick is with somebody, but he'll be right with you. You can also drop off your papers and they will provide you some feedback. You can also drop off any questions you have. So this is through Pisces. This is, again, accessible in our Tutoring and Academic Support shell, but also some instructors do link it. And then finally, we have NetTutor. NetTutor is a tutoring service that is provided. These are tutors outside of VVC. These are tutors across the country who have a bachelor's degree or higher in their discipline, and they're available to help you. And so any course that we don't have our own VVC tutors, we have net tutors, pretty much. Almost all of the courses that are taught have a tutor accessible. With a few exceptions, automotive we don't have, welding we don't have, but we have them, and it works the same way as the Pisces platform I just showed y'all. You click on whatever it is. Astronomy, I know we have some great astronomy classes here. And this one, a tutor isn't available. You can schedule an appointment. You can do drop off and all of that. If it says a tutor isn't available, you can click drop in tutoring. And, oh, of course, I picked the one that doesn't have a schedule. Let me pick a different discipline. Sorry about that, folks. But anyways, you can click on the drop-in tutoring and it'll show you when that tutor is available. And you can see some of they're available well into the night. Like, look at this one's available pretty much 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. So this clearly is probably a tutor on the East Coast, I bet. So this is all the different tutoring we have available to you. If you ever have any questions or having troubles accessing it, feel free to reach out to me. I will throw my contact information up. But we also have our phone numbers for our different centers here on this page. And then we also, if students, if you have your computer breaks on you, or you need to use the lockdown browser and your computer isn't compatible, you can also schedule appointments to come in. They are on a first come, first served basis. They are in 2-hour increments. We do have to abide by the CDC guidelines, but they are available, and the telephone number and email address is available for that. So I believe I've answered some of the questions that were asked before. One question asked about SI program for speech students. We have our communication center is available. We don't have an SI program, but that is definitely something we can possibly explore. And somebody had asked about a speech team. I believe we have Model United Nations that does that. Maybe Robert, somebody else can answer that question, but if I'm wrong, but I think I've answered it all. But if not, feel free to throw them up in the Q&A area and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. Thanks.
Yeah, Amy, I think there is a question or two for you in the Q&A, so check that out.
Okay, cool.
All right, so next we have our Vice President of Student Services, Dr. Karen Ingleson, and she's got some great news for you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? I'm unmuted. Hello, I'm Karen Engelson, Vice President of Student Services. And I have to tell you that we really miss having you on campus so much. There's something about the student energy that makes the campus come alive, and we're anxious to have you all back. But we also recognize that during this COVID pandemic, that many of you have challenges that have nothing to do with the school, and you also have challenges that do have to do with you taking classes online. We have a formula for success. Students often ask us, what is how do I make sure I'm successful? The formula for success is that you have to desire plus effort plus support equals success. So if you want something bad enough and you put in your effort and you get the support you need, you will be successful. So I'm here to share with you some of the support that you will need during this remote time, and even information that's available to you always. So I'm sharing my screen, and what you're going to see is something that probably looks very familiar to you, and this is the main page of our VVC website. So several of you students, because we're online, need help with computers. And I want you to know that we do have a computer lending program. You access it actually right here through the CARES Act grant section. So again, from the main vvc.edu page. And it's very clear that if you need a laptop, or if you need textbooks or access codes, or even help with some very basic needs, that's what these special financial grants are for. You do not have to be receiving financial aid in order to apply. So the laptops specifically, we just received many additional laptops for our students to use this fall and even next spring. So if you need a laptop, you can apply for it. And we have a loaner program, so you will be actually signing a contract as a shared responsibility. We're asking that if you use the laptop, that you make sure that you finish your classes successfully. So you may have to use the tutoring or access EOPS or some of the other support centers. Make sure that you see a counselor, Jennifer, Lorena, one of the other counselors, and get your ed plan taken care of. And as long as you maintain standards of academic progress and register for following semesters, we'll let you continue using the laptop. So if you pass your fall classes, register for spring, you'll be able to continue using your laptop in that semester also. So as you go through this website, the application is very simple, simple to access, simple to use. It takes less than 5 minutes. So we encourage you to go ahead and apply. Now, some of the students have been asking about applications that they already have in place. We just finalized our disbursement list yesterday for students who applied through September 28th. Those disbursements will be made next week for computers and or our grant actual funds. If you have not yet received an email, please keep looking at your vvc.edu website or your email so that we can get you that information. The application actually is up again, and our next disbursement will be the week of October 19th. But while you're on this main site, I wanted to make sure that you are aware of much of the other information that's very helpful. So if you continue to scroll down, for example, and we did a virtual boot camp to get students prepared, and a lot of this information is still up here. I wanted to bring your attention, for example, to this preparing for online learning section. It's got so much information that students can use to help them with online learning. Everything from getting the technology to support the laptop that you might need, but also just information about learning online. If you continue to scroll down, financial, health, and wellness. While I'm here, I want to point out that all of you in your Canvas shell have a blue box called Wellness Central. Wellness Central is a free course that we're providing all students. You can access it anytime you want, 24/7, and it's got all kinds of information that will help you with your mental health, with your physical health, and just staying in good spirits and coping during this crazy time that we're all living. In addition, there's great information about Canvas, all the specifics about everything from taking a quiz to actually doing it. And then again, online services in general, including sort of how to communicate with your instructors, et cetera, et cetera. So please come back and take a look at this site when you have a chance or have these needs. I want to show you a couple of other places. Again, most frequently asked questions, et cetera. But next to the virtual space is also an area where students can look at technology. So over here, the whole technology area gives you the chance to pay attention to, again, self-service. You can get answers to a lot of the questions that you have. So take a look at that. I also want to take you even further down on this front page of the VVC website, and you'll see that our online student support resources are here. So you can access any of our student services, our programs, tutoring and basic help, and there's even a frequently asked questions place. So again, access to information that you will need. We call it a shared responsibility because we provide the support, but you also need to sort of seek out the information that you need. I also am just sharing you, lastly, is that at the very top, if you look at the students page, there's all kinds of information here that can help you to access related links, everything about continuing students, transfer, et cetera, et cetera. So, in a nutshell, we have a lot of information here that you can access to be successful. I just want to remind you that this is a shared responsibility. We want to make sure that you as students have the information you need, that you can come to us and ask us any questions that you need help with, and that we're here for you, but you also need to seek out and ask the questions you need. So I think I've answered all the questions that many of you have. I just want to leave you with our very best wish for good luck as you continue in your journey here at Victor Valley College. And just know that we're here for you. Good luck to you. Thanks.
Karen, just a quick question. You chose several of the Q&As that you would answer live. Have those all been covered? You're muted.
You're muted, Karen.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you. So if students applied for the CARES Act and you have not yet gotten an email, those are still on their way out to you. Like I said, the disbursement is next week. Somebody asked also, can we apply more than once? Keep in mind, number one is that financial aid is available to all students. We encourage you to apply for financial aid. You're going to get a whole lot more support in that way. The CARES Act is really for emergency needs. So if you have high emergency needs, then do apply. But when we go through the list, I will be honest with you that we give everybody one award before we give anybody 2 awards. So it's there for you if you need it. Let us know what your needs are, but we also need to be fair and make sure that all students get something from the CARES Act. The other question was how much longer will we be distributing the money? We only have a certain amount from the state. All of the disbursements are on the main page under the CARES Act. We've got a list of all the disbursements that we've made so far, how much we've given out so far, how much we have left. We've saved about $1.5 million for this semester to help students in the fall. We're also going to be allocating some of the dollars for students who register early for spring. So just know that that's going to be available down the road. But again, financial aid disbursements are coming soon. So there is plenty of financial aid resources for students in one form or the other. So make sure that you apply for everything that's available to you. I think that's about it. Thanks.
You scrolled them all and got them all, okay?
I do believe so, yep.
All right. Okay, well, a couple came in here really late, so I'm not sure, but All right, thank you. Well, this was a learning experience for all of us. I hope that you as students learned a few things. We will be posting this link to the webinar that was done live today. We'll be posting that on the website, as well as sending the link out to all the students through email. So thank you, and until next time, have a great day, great weekend, and so happy that you helped make VVC the place to be.
And we miss you.